Hey everybody, so I got finished watching Netflix's The Influencer, which I didn't expect to like as much as I did, but it really surprised me. I'm not really into Korean variety shows as much as I used to be. No reason why, they're still interesting, it's just, I haven't been watching them. And I ended up watching this, I think I ended up watching it 2 nights, so I watched, I think the first 2 episodes one night, and then I finished the rest of the show the next night. And I didn't really know any of the influencers. Apparently, they had some old generation or like first generation creators. They had TikTokers, YouTubers, beauty influencers, basically a whole bunch of people. They even had some LGBTQ people, which was surprising to me because Korea is a very conservative country, so I was surprised to see that. But then again, Netflix is also promoting, I think it's called The Boyfriend, which is about, forgive me if I'm wrong, it's either about Korean or Japanese gay men. And I'm not like conflating the two, it's just I watch a lot of Korean and Japanese media, so it's like they don't blend in, but it's like I know it's one of the two because I watched it. So let's put it that way. But I felt weird after I finished watching it because it was like a strategy game, and it was a lot of, what do I want to say? A lot of mental fortitude going on, a lot of tearing people down, a lot of mind games, which, content creators, I would expect that, but also you have to add in the layer of this being Korea, South Korea, which is a very, forgive me to say this, but other people have said it. There's a whole bunch of channels I follow where people talk about this. South Korea is unfortunately a very superficial society. It's also a very patriarchal society. And again, I'm not like trying to get into the whole feminism thing because I'm not a feminist. I'm not like, I'm not really into all that. But I'm just pointing it out. Obvious, just like Japan. Japan is a very patriarchal society, and Japan has a lot of red tape, a lot of bureaucracy. With South Korea, though, it's a lot of plastic surgery, a lot of bullying, a lot of public shaming over strange things like actors or actresses smoking weed. I think a film I watched a while back, the actor, he hasn't worked. I don't think because he smoked weed or something, and he admitted it, and he was publicly shunned. But then you have actors who sexually, can't say that, who assault women, and it's like nobody cares. But then again, sex crimes in Asia, East Asia particularly, don't go reported, and there's a lot of stalking and a lot of other things that people just don't talk about. But moving all this aside, I I totally did see little hints of that, of the Korean mindset, so to speak, in the show, which obviously, again, it was, Korean creators. Like I think her name was Jamin, or it was something Kate Kamen. It was something like that. I'll put her picture up on screen. The TikToker who was lasting, because they all dogpiled the highest TikToker, which was started by PaniBottle. I thought he was super shady, and it kind of annoyed me, but also surprised me at the same time that he ended up being one of the 3 finalists. But he is a first gen content creator, as was Risabae was the first gen makeup artist, and OKING was just an alleged all around OG streamer. I say alleged, I'll come back to why I'm saying alleged. But I mean, it was just very messy. They all dogpiled the girl, but in Korea, as Japan, there's always somebody who's bullied who is, oh, I forgot the term for it, but it's the person who everybody takes out their aggression on, takes out their feelings of anguish, basically the designated punching bag. And they are their punching bag until the situation ends, until they quit their job if they're working. They graduate from school, middle school, high school. Again, Japan and Korea. I'm not saying that the countries are the same, but they do have very similar cultural, societal practices. But they dogpiled the girl. She basically wanted to cry because people were dogpiling her during this round where they were getting likes and dislikes for things. And it showed a bit of the Korean bullying. Then we had the round where they had to debate the usefulness of hashtags when they're applied to themselves. And this girl, I forgot her name. I'll put her up on screen. I didn't really care for her much just because I thought she had a really weird personality. I know she was trying to be funny, but I just found it very cringy. Like, she shaved her eyebrow as well, and she just kept asking, is she pretty? And the thing is, I don't remember what the hashtag was, but it was between her and I believe Risabae. And they were literally sitting there arguing who has had more plastic surgery, like it was a good thing. And again, South Korea is one of the highest countries that has plastic surgery. But they were like, it was just weird. Like, I know South Koreans who are often gifted with plastic surgery in high school or all that other things, but it was just wild how they were literally sitting there arguing about who has had the most plastic surgery. They both had the double eyelid surgery twice, and Risabe was just acting like an encyclopedia, just spitting off all this knowledge about plastic surgery and makeup and enhancing your nose and enhancing your eyes and this and that. And she wowed everybody, but it was like, wow. And then also another thing where the patriarchy came in, I guess. The same girl, not Risabe, but the other girl, the other streamer who has a weird character she's portraying. I I don't know why she can't talk. Like, it was a consistent thing they showed that she just kind of moused down, and she said she found herself agreeing with who was speaking. I think it was OKING, about his charity work. She said she found herself agreeing with what he was saying, even though she didn't really agree with it, and she wanted to fight for her own case. And I thought that was a lot of that was about of the patriarchy, just the agreeable, don't cause problems sort of mindset a lot of Koreans have, where they don't even agree with it, but they'll just go along with it because they feel like they have to, and because he was a male speaking. Which brings me to the point of this video, which I haven't really mentioned yet. I feel like the show was rigged. And I feel like after watching the final episode, I had the same feeling that I felt after watching Top Chef Season 8, I believe, the one where Carla Hall was robbed of being the final winner and the Top Chef. And I never watched that show again because I was so pissed off. And apparently I wasn't the only one back then. But Risabae, I mean, she turned into a dark horse. She turned into an absolute dark horse towards the series end. And she was like, she brought guests. She was doing everything right. She had loyal fan base. People were enamored by her in the final round. She had the most crowds. You can't tell me otherwise. I know it was up on screen, but you cannot tell me otherwise that she did not dominate that entire final round. She should have won. I'm sorry. OKING dressing up like a politician at that, which I've watched a few kdrama about politicians, Trolley being one of them, Queenmaker being another one about kdrama, kdramas about politicians and how shady they are, and basically how they're scammers. I mean, all politicians are scammers, but Korean politicians are a different league in kdrama. And OKING literally dressed up like a politician. He literally admitted he ran out of material, and he was just going around disrupting the other streams. It was Risabae, PaniBottle, and it was OKING. And he was just going around disrupting people's streams and just being a nuisance. And he kind of like, I think one of the audience members said it's like a cult. It like developed like a cult, and then again, I guess this is like the Korean mindset again of just following sometimes and not really thinking about things. And they were just like chanting his name mindlessly, and he's just like having people carry him, and the people are getting all sweaty. And he's like, oh, I'll give you a gift later on, I'm sorry. It was just, and then he was doing the knee dance. It was just like, it was a mess. I really think Risabae should have won. And I've been debating for about 2 or 3 days now if I should, make a little video on this. I was going to make like a short, but obviously I made something bigger, longer. And I was wondering about the show, so I googled it, and apparently, I looked at another online outlet, but I don't know if that one's super reputable. But Korea Jong-un Daily. This is from August 21st. Netflix holds on to the 300 million won prize due to the influencer winner leaking results. So, OKING won, the influencer, allegedly. Again, I truly don't think he beat Risabae. I really think Risabae should have won. And that's just not me being like, oh, she's a woman and it's a patriarchal society. She should have won. No, she absolutely dominated that last competition. That last round was hers. Even the other members who were competing against her, everybody was enamored by her. Everybody wanted to go to her stage. I wanted to go to her stage. And I don't even know who, again, I don't even know who these influencers are. I didn't know who her guest was, but it was fun. And I was like, this is great. She should have won. But apparently the show's result was leaked in May during a public dispute between the YouTuber and the former CEO of the blockchain platform Winners, surnamed Choi. Prior to the show's release, OKING was also listed as the platform's board director. And then just scrolling down, I already read the article. You guys can read it for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description. Where is it? So apparently OKING had some sort of dispute with this Winners guy, and regarding OKING's claim, Choi posted on his Instagram in May saying, OKING and a friend came over to my house on January 31st and he told me he was the winner of the influencer and that the information must not be leaked. If it was leaked, there would be a penalty for breaking the confidentiality agreement. The streaming company said that it edited OKING's appearances in the show as much as possible after allegations arose, and to maintain the program's credibility and fairness among the participants, the prize must not be awarded to the winner of the influencer who violated the confidentiality obligations stated in the appearance contract, Netflix said Wednesday. So it doesn't surprise me that he was disqualified because he leaked it. I feel like he already knew that he won before the final round, if you get my meaning, because there's just no way. I'm sorry. If you've watched the show, let me know your thoughts, because again, Risabae was a dark horse. She absolutely dominated that final round, and OKING literally had no material. I mean, even PaniBottle did better than OKING, I think, because PaniBottle had snacks. He was giving out snacks. He got drunk. He went to the bathroom and left his stage for like 10 minutes because he was too busy peeing. And then he came back and he was just chilling on stage because he kind of I guess he realized he kind of lost and he's just going to stay in his lane. OKING was doing desperate stuff. And then Risabae was the only one who was composed because she was absolutely dominating. I just don't understand how she lost. How? And it was such a small margin too, which is suspicious. And again, it's the same as Top Chef, Season 8, Carla Hall not winning. And the same as whenever I went to, I have it on my website as well, whenever I went to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on Coney Island, the 4th of July, and I think Matt Stoney got robbed in favor of Joey Chestnut. I mean, Nathan's dropped Joey Chestnut anyway, just out of the blue, but he got robbed. So, but tell me your thoughts. If you watch the show, did you also see the same thing that I did in the final episode where it seems like there's literally no reason OKING should have won? And what were your thoughts on just the psychology of the Korean society that it showed little glimpses into? And what did you think about that producer and the fact that the women who, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, they were basically sex pots. A lot of the women who were still there, except for Risabae, the other women who were still there, like Maibu and the other girl who just basically stripped naked the whole time. What do you think about the fact that Maibu got basically ended up getting her and that actor, the Prince of Asia, they called him, disqualified, or not disqualified, got them eliminated because she just wanted to show her breast. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, bye bye.